So how do you give your boss feedback? The important thing to remember here is status. What do I mean by status? If you think about it, if you're the boss and you've got a team member whose behavior and communication seems to somehow undermine you, you don't feel supported by that person, you will naturally be closed off to the feedback that this person gives you because it's threatening your status as the boss. On the other hand, if you've got a team member whose behavior and communication makes you feel supported, the team member acknowledges the things that you've done that are good, that are obviously good, objectively good. That team member seems to be in your corner, on your side. You're going to be open to whatever feedback this team member has. So if you want to give your boss feedback and have it build a relationship, the first thing to remember is support the boss. Support the boss in your behavior. Don't be nitpicky, looking for small things that bother you. If the boss takes a decision that you disagree with, examine your thoughts. Examine yourself. Why do you disagree? Do you disagree because it's truly not the best way forward? Or do you disagree because you just find it to be a pain to have to do what this decision requires you to do? Try to keep it objective. Also, make sure that if you're going to point out a problem with something, that you've got some solutions, some ideas in your back pocket that you can present in a constructive way. So this behavior, this everyday behavior, is going to have a great impact on whether or not your boss is willing to listen to your feedback. Now, one thing you might do, if you're still a little nervous, is you might engage your boss in kind of a slightly casual conversation where you talk about this idea of feedback. You wouldn't want to do it when you have some specific feedback in mind. You would just want to say, hey, boss, how do you feel about getting feedback from the people around you? How do you give feedback to your boss? How do you feel about that? And as a member of your team, if sometimes I see something that I think would be helpful that maybe you're missing, we all kind of have blind spots, how would you feel about me bringing that up? Or if in another case you're communicating and I kind of know what you want to do, but you're not quite getting there, could I give you some helpful feedback on that? How would you feel about that? Most bosses will say, absolutely, please do that. And then what you do is you wait until there's something important. You don't want to, you want to choose your battles. You don't want to give feedback on things that are kind of nitpicky or small or unimportant. You want to look for an opportunity to give feedback to your boss in a way that really helps your boss come up with a better decision or a better plan or a better way of communicating. And then you deliver that feedback. My guess is your boss is going to feel respected and supported through that conversation. It's going to go well. And then you will be empowering yourself to continue to give feedback to your boss and maybe to other people in power. If you don't do this very often, give it a try. And I'd love to hear how it went. Let me know. Thank you.